What is up, everyone? It's TylerWorks, or if you know me on StarCraft 2, Judix. Sorry about that. And what I'm doing right now is I'm casting a Protoss versus Terran, and the deal about this is that the Protoss player is actually Tyler Anton, or Torture TFJ, if you know him on StarCraft. And the reason why this is a interesting game to cast is because, first off, Tyler Anton is a natural Terran. He does not play Protoss. He's starting to get a little bit into it, and this is one of his first wins that he told me against another race, and it actually happened to be Terran, which is his brethren. So we're going to begin this game off. All right, and we're going to faster it ×2, which probes are being selected. Not the best selection of probe. You still got one. Oh, there he goes. Okay. A little something you could do right there if you're playing StarCraft in general. You can select all your units, right-click on the minerals, and they'll hit the mineral and they'll split. Or if you want to be a little bit better, select all your workers, right-click, then bring down another bar and select like half the other ones, and then click on another one, and you can do that so forth until you got it all, until you got one worker on each mineral, which that takes a little too long. And click your Nexus, press E, and there you go. And that can all be done in like less than a second, no joke. If you practice long enough, you can get it, no problem. And so here we go, going for some more, for the old pro build. And let's look at our Terran player. His name is Bone Thug, interesting name. And of course he's going for mass SCVs, not a bad thing if you want to cut down those minerals. Okay, what do we got going on here? We've got this probe is probably going to be making a pylon, I bet. Is it? There it is. There's your pylon at the 9 supply, which is not bad. It's probably going to do a 9 pylon, 12 or 13 gateway. That's what I'm guessing. I'm a Protoss player, and hopefully you guys will be seeing some games of me. And here's your Terran player going for the wall in and getting the supply depot. Then there'll be a barracks and probably another supply depot right here just to finish the wall off. If he'll have to, because he put his supply depot way over there. Now this is done. We're still at, well, never mind. We just hit 10. Okay, Scat Probe, probably want to chrono boost that out. Well, okay, never mind. He chrono boosted probes. That's good. Always chrono boost probes. For a while there, I didn't do that, and I was losing a couple games, and I figured out what it was. It was not chrono boosting probes. But that's good. Always keep producing workers. It's one of the things you want to do to win. The more income you have, the more money you have to spend on units, which is the more units you have to destroy your opponent. Now, here we go. He's going to be throwing down us another supply depot here to finish the wall off. It's got making his barracks at a decent time. There's our gateway at the 12 supply mark. What I tell ya. And gonna be scouting out with this guy. And has anybody scouted? He hasn't scouted. And nobody's scouted yet. That's what we're doing right now, which is good. I prefer to scout after my gateway. That's just me though. And he'll be doing whatever. Now let's bring up the units tab. Okay, we got 12 probes to 9 SCVs. That's not bad. You can, he's squeezing them out. That's always good. Always want to be making probes, and we're throwing down our gas. That gas is at a pretty good time. About gateway's halfway finished. That's pretty good gas. You want to put this probe back on the mineral line though. Okay, he couldn't get up the ramp because the Terran walled off. Now, I don't know if he noticed this or not, which he may have, but if you look at his vision, he couldn't see anything right here, and he had his waypoint selected right here, around right here, so that way he could run and see where his opponent's base was. And if he was watching, his probe probably went like around here, and then it just traveled all the way over here, and then it went back. Now, the reason why it does this is because it when Terrans wall off right here, it messes up with the AI because they can't get up here, and you won't be able to see anything. And since he had his waypoint selected right up here, and there's no vision, as you can see in the mini-map, that should automatically let him know that that's where the Terran player is. And I'm sure most people know about that, but if you didn't, well, there's a little piece of information for you. There's the gateway at 130 minerals, throwing down a pylon. Want to bring a probe over here, make your cybernetic score. He's got how many? He's got 3. Yep, he's got 3 probes on the gas. Needs to be making more probes though. We got 1 Marine. He looks like he's going to be the scout for the Terran player. And we have 16 SCVs to 10. 16 probes. I'm sorry, to 10 SCVs. Which, feel bad to say this, but Terran player, you need to step it up. You need way more SCVs than this. Always need to be constructing worker units. And Anton is making a zealot out. Some players like to go for the early zealot. Some players like to wait, get the cybernetic score, which Anton's throwing that down right now. It's on preference, I guess. Your zealot just means you're going to be that more sure of being able to deal with a scout. I like to preferably go for the stalker, so I can save that 100 minerals for something else. But that's just me. Production, he's got that. Let's look at the APM. I always like looking at the APM. Tyler Anton sitting at 16 actions per minute, and our blue Terran player sitting at around 21, which is, it's good for a low level game. I'm not trying to say these are bad players. I'm just saying like it's usually where copper, silver sit at. It's no big deal. Units. Okay, we got 2 Marines, 17 probes. I like that, Anton. Keep producing out your probes. You will eventually win. You need to make this probe. Just shift. What is it? Shift B A click, and then shift right click minerals. That'll make an assimilator and throw them back down on the minerals for you. Making a cybernetic score. Want to be clicking on the warp gate research. You've got the minerals. That's your G. If you're wondering what the hotkey is, click it. Click it. I'm clicking it for you. Well, he'll make it in a moment, I'm sure. And sitting this probe up here on the watchtower, going to be checking to see, when his opponent moves out. Which, when they're on cross positions like this, holding the watchtower isn't really a big deal. If you can look and see if they're going for the gold expansion, but really, you can just throw that worker back on the minerals because they're spawned on cross positions here. The rush distance is pretty slow, and our Terran player still has 10 SCVs. Anton has 19 probes, which he could probably have about 24, 26, something like that around this time. But we're working on that. Like I said, he's just starting Protoss, so nothing wrong with that. Oh, and he did start his warp gate research, which is always good. I'm proud of him for that. It looks like our Terran player is still scouting out with this one Marine. Let's see his vision. Well, he scouted this, and we're at the 4-minute mark. Working his way up to the actual spawning spot for Anton, which he probably automatically knows this since those 2 are blank. And let's look at... Oh, rockin' ready. Let's see what Tyler Anton's looking at. He went ahead, I guess, and scouted these out. He should know that right here is where his base is because it's blank, and he had that spot queued up. All right, Anton's got a stalker and a zealot now, which is a good mixture. Taking on 5 Marines, with a little bit of micro, you could definitely take care of those 5 Marines. If you're good, The Terran player has 12 SCVs now. Anton is still at 19. You need to have more than that, and he has 53 energy on that. You could be chrono boosting out probes, chrono boosting your warp gate research. Oh, there's a chrono boost. What are you chrono boosting? He's chrono boosting the warp gate research, which is not a bad idea. We're going to speed this up just a tiny bit more. We're getting a little bit of a stale spot here. Oh, I forgot to look. Oh, here we go. We're getting a Stargate now. Not sure what he's going to be doing with this. You could get Phoenix or Void Ray. That's pretty much what your only two options are to begin with. Personally, like to see some Phoenix play. That's what I would like to see. Okay, Anton. Well, you lost a probe. You already knew that this was here. Well, you should have at least. But hey, always room for correction. Now this guy's going to be moving in here. He's going to be losing his. Oh well, I think he is. He may not be. Oh, and you guys, this game looks a whole lot better than what my graphics card allows it. I promise. It looks sweet. But since I really don't have the best gaming computer, this is what you're dealing with. Oh, and he is making the Phoenix. Okay. He can do a couple things with these Phoenix. He can do this for harassment, scouting, very little anti-air. If this was a Zerg player, you could definitely be picking off Overlords. But for right now, it's probably going to be doing some scouting. And if you get another one out, you can lift off SCVs, blow them up. You know, that'll only hurt your opponent, and it would definitely hurt this one since he only has 12 SCVs. Anton, you have 18 probes now. You need to be busting out the probes. You have 800 minerals, 242 gas. You could have definitely had way more probes than this right now. But hey, there's always room for correction. I'm not dissing you. We're not doing anything like that. It's always for help. And you could definitely be making more units. Probably doing a little bit of pressure. Move out just a little bit. Maybe use the stalkers, shoot up here, keep him on his toes a little bit. You could at least go scout to make sure he's not expanded, but that's what these Phoenix are for, and he's got one out on the map. Sorry about my computer. There we go. Let's see what this guy's going to do. Probably moving over just to do some little scouting. See what this Terran player is doing, because he could not get up the ramp with his probe. And here we go. I'm going to click the V to see what kind of vision he's got. Sees the command center, sees that he's done the 1-1-1, or if you watch Husky StarCraft, the Destiny Cloudfist build, that's when you get a barracks, a factory, and then a starport. So that way you can easily transition into whatever it is that you need to deal with that your opponent has at the time. Anton's getting out more stalkers, which is always a good choice. And more pylons, probes and pylons, that's what you need. 18 probes, come on. We are sitting at the 8-minute mark. This needs to be double. Terran player definitely needs to be double. Got his second Phoenix out. He can lift stuff up now. Definitely lift up some probes, or not probes, SCVs, definitely take care of some of those. And he's actually went for an expansion. He's been scanned, so the Terran player knows what's going on. That's good. I mean, you got an expansion down. You need a lot more probes, though. 300 minerals, 300 gas. A little hint for all you guys. You want this number to stay at 0. Both these numbers, you want these numbers to stay at 0, and you want this number, hopefully at 200, as fast as you can. And you always want to be spending your minerals. Always be making use of your units. Uh-oh, here we go. This looks like looks like we may be getting into a battle here. He's got 2 drop ships. Looks like a couple marauders and a handful of marines. Going to be working in our way into Anton's base up here. Let's look at his vision, see what he can see. He sees that there's a couple stalkers. Okay, he stemmed. I don't know why. Okay, now he's moving in. Alright. That stem, okay, it was an okay stem. Here comes Anton picking up the Marauder. Probably could have picked up another Marauder. He has a lot of stalkers. That would just save his stalkers a little bit more. Then he could have used these Phoenix to pick off the Medivacs.